Hi, this is Kate from Generate Magic. So sometimes it can feel like we're fighting a battle with ourselves. And what I mean by this is the deeper you get into manifestation and even just spirituality, right? You learn about all these things that you're supposed to do, like maybe you learn that you're supposed to be high vibe or positive, or you're supposed to stay present, or be in the state, or be in the wish fulfilled, living in the end. And so then when you have like a moment where you get down on yourself, you get discouraged, you react negatively to what's going on around you, and then sometimes it's sort of like this double whammy, right? And then you feel like this intense need to flip your thoughts. Or if you have a moment, for instance, where you're discouraged by your money situation, you feel like you frantically need to start affirming, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich. And certainly there's nothing wrong with that. There's something, I think a lot of this is about, it is about kind of becoming more aware, right? And not just being on autopilot, but there's definitely, well, let me just give you an example. So in the show Seinfeld, there's this character, and I forget the character's name, but he has a problem with anger and with anger management. And so his therapist suggests that he listens to these kind of meditation tracks. And so in the tracks, it's saying serenity now. And so there's all these moments where he'll get really like angry, or he'll get really frustrated or frantic, and then he'll start going, serenity now, serenity now. And then, but yelling it, and then almost immediately afterwards, then he goes right back into his tirade. And so it just kind of shows like the absurdity, right? And so for one, it's like they're almost kind of like canceling each other out. It's sort of like defeating the whole purpose. But more than that, it just kind of shows that it's just exhausting, right? If we constantly feel like we're fighting this battle with ourselves, or we're constantly trying to be in our best behavior. And so I think tapping, or EFT, I think is one of the best things for this, right? So it's acknowledging whatever unfavorable emotion that you're feeling, right? And so you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling angry, you're feeling sad, whatever it is. And so it's acknowledging it. You're saying, I'm feeling all these emotions, but I love and accept myself anyway. And so I think that's a big part of it, right? Is that love and that acceptance. And so it's not like you're railing against it. And then you're moving towards whatever emotion it is that you would like to experience, but not because you should. And so should, I think, is a word we should try as much as possible. I just said should, but it's a word, right, that you really want to eliminate from your vocabulary, because that's what creates the resistance, and that's what creates all this unnecessary frustration and resistance, is when you feel like you should do something. And so it's saying, okay, well, I feel this anger, I feel this discouragement, and I'm acknowledging that, and there's nothing, I forgive myself, there's nothing, I'm acknowledging that these emotions, that they're perfectly normal, that it's perfectly okay to feel these emotions, but at the same time, I would rather feel peace, right? And so it's choosing, in the end, it's choosing the emotion of peace or love or happiness because it feels better, right? Because that's what we all ultimately want at our core, is we want to experience more peace. And so not doing it because we think that it makes us a more spiritually enlightened person, or a better person, or that we'll get our stuff faster, but rather just because it feels better to feel at peace. And so it's really having this grace with yourself, but recognizing even beyond that, right? All of this, like for instance, the whole thing of being in a state, it's so much more than thoughts and emotions. And so I talked about my avatar process and my program that's centered around stepping into the avatar of your ideal self. And so the person that's in, like, let's say you want to be a millionaire, and so a millionaire, they're still going to have their ups and their downs, right? It's not like every single day is going to be or every single moment of their lives is going to be completely blissful. And so it's just, it's recognizing that along this process, you're still allowed to be human. And in fact, I think that's what makes it so wonderful, is knowing that we're these divine beings having this human experience, and really just kind of allowing ourselves to experience the full spectrum of emotion without getting attached to any of it, right? Without identifying with any of it. And so I think it's when we start like identifying with it, is that's when it creates the resistance, and that's when it creates the struggle, right? And so instead of frantically trying to, shouting serenity now whenever you have like an episode where you're feeling angry or you're feeling agitated, just acknowledging, okay, well, this is how I'm feeling right now. This is perfectly normal. This is perfectly okay. And at the same time, like, I know that it's going to pass. I know this is just temporary, but who I am underneath, this divine being, that is eternal. And so I'm really, in the program, I'm really going to work with this process of integration, and because that's what it really is, right? And so it's on the one hand being this complete radical acceptance of ourselves and all our states and emotions and all the messiness and humanness of ourselves, but at the same time it's also kind of stepping into our ideal and staying aligned with that intention to really step into the life that we want and to really embody that. And so it's bringing it all together. And so all the information about the program, it's a 21-day program, and it's only one day. There's only going to be one like in-person Zoom meeting, and then after that it's going to be all tech support. And so that way you can do it on your own time, but at the same time it's a way that we can all stay connected and we can all continue to support each other and to stay inspired and just to keep the positive momentum going during this experience. And so again, all the information is below. I really hope you'll join me. But no matter what, I want you to take away from this message just to have some grace with yourself, and sure, to recognize, okay, this is what I'm feeling, and especially kind of recognize maybe if you're starting to spiral, but at the same time not to fight or not to try and resist. Not to try to resist anything that you're experiencing, and just to recognize that it's all part of the human condition, and it's all good, and it's all God. And so with that, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.